Welcome back, everyone. I am the Depressed CEO, and this is Library of Ruina. Going into the last phase with one of our characters staggered because I didn't do anything about the axis because I thought it was going to instantly end. But here we are. So today's expression, corrosion, usual stuff. Expressions, the number of speed dice is determined based off the number of librarians that are alive. Use different combat pages based on the face made at the moment of the rolling the speed die. Put on a bigger smile of face. Dice gain differing amounts of power depending on the current expression. Happier expressions indicate less power. The combat pages Angela uses have different additional effects that depend on her current expression. And then Wavering Feelings uses a powerful combat page every 3 scenes. So it's on when you roll for speed. So happy. Alright, Joy's face. Opponent restores 1 light on Clash Lose. Rolls minimum value if the current expression is the happiest. Let's do this. If that much power, got it. Oh. Gotcha, each of these guys are gonna do their thing. Doesn't really matter, but we'll do it that way. And yeah, just resistant to stagger in general, that's fine. That attack should give me plenty. Do haste and leap. Okay. Okay, you're doing your thing. We'll do that. That. Can't do anything about you, unfortunately. We got plenty of energy. So I believe she lows 2s on the happiness. Got myself a leap. That's what I really need on Mima is a leap to get some cards back. Should I do that? Okay. And every time I win a clash, I get light. Happy again. Yeah, so I've also heard that these phases get easier as you go along, which makes sense because the first few are rough. I was about to hit the speed thing again, which would have been bad. Alright. Let's deal with you. 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 Everyone gets strength. And all of that. For you, it doesn't really matter. Here, you can have energy cycle. And then I'll do this, which will definitely stagger you. Graze the grass. Final stroke. Oh, we actually outspeed these. Open with that. Okay, I need to do this in the right order. So I need to do the other first to ensure I get max energy. And then concentration. Okay. There we go. We did it. the hope to be a better person.
나아가기 위해서는 그 무엇도 아닌 자신에게 기대해야 해. 엔젤라는 자신을 완전하게 해줄 단 하나의 책만을 믿고 있어. 절대적으로 스스로에 대한 기대 없이. 도시 사람들의 아이러니와 같은 거야. 어쩌면 네 말이 맞을지 몰라. 누구보다 보금자리를 원할지도. 그리고 닿지 못하는 보금자리를 찾기 위해 늘 그래왔듯 반복을 하는 걸지도. 그렇다 해도 그것으로 끝나야 하는 사람은 없어. 맞아. 난 달라. 쳇바퀴와 바퀴가 다른 것과 같이. 바퀴는 반복하더라도 분명하게 나아갈 테니. 모두가 같은 것을 반복하고 있다 해도 난 믿어. 단순한 반복이 아니라 우리는 더 나아질 수 있다는 연습이라고. 너에게 이런 말까지 듣게 될 줄은 몰랐네. 너희가 하던 독서 모임인가 뭔가나 마저 하도록 해. 그리고 아니야.
무슨 말을 하려 했던 거려나.
도와줘서 고맙다고 말하려던 것 아닐까?
그렇다면 꽤 쑥스러웠나 보네.
그러게. 롤랑도 이번 우리 독서 모임에 참여할래?
제안은 고맙지만 내가 지금 마침 다른 약속이 있어서 말이야. 다음에 참가하도록 할게. 호드, 오늘 고생 많았어.
Alright, so level 6 EGO pages. Alright, so we have the Black Swan now. Gooey waste. Elijah fell to her knees and finally started to puke up the thing everyone else was vomiting. Single ally upon winning a clash inflict 1 bind, fragile, bleed, and paralysis to all enemies next scene, twice per scene. Well-worn parasol. Can I scroll? I cannot scroll. Believing that it would turn white, the Black Swan wanted to lift the curse by weaving together nettles. All that was left is a worn parasol it once treasured. Single ally gained 2 to 3 speed. When hit, nullify the damage at a 30% chance and return double the amount back to the attacker as stagger damage. Loving family. She began to look for her brothers, her family who needed to wear the nettle clothing to be free from the curse, ones whom she shared happy dreams with. Single ally gains 6 nettle clothing, which grants protection equal to its amount each scene. A stack of nettle clothing is lost at the end of each scene. So pretty cool. And then we got these. Black Swan, mass individual. Attacks every enemy. A successful hit destroys the target's combat page or action dice. If the dice... Okay, yeah. Individual, yeah, got that. Target loses 3 light next scene. Okay. Letitia, mass individual, add a copy of small gift to target's hand. And, okay, so small gift is a weak 1-cost combat page that enemies will prioritize, which could be pretty useful. It's mass, again, it's a mass individual. Red Eyes, inflict 3 bind, enfeeble, and disarm next scene. Sanguine Desire. Enemies do not lose bleed stacks after rolling offensive dice for this scene. And then this thing will, the last die will of course get gained power equal to 2 times target's bleed. And then today's expression, 18 to 30 defense die. Deal plus 10 damage against staggered targets, and then it has a counter die. Kind of weird. Alright, so with that we now have access to Netsatch's revelation or whatever you wish to call it. So, yeah. Well, this is the bottom floor, so it's going to be... We would have to go against Fragment of the Universe, Child of the Galaxy, Porcobus, and Alariune again. I remember Child of the Galaxy being kind of annoying, so I don't know what to expect here. But more importantly, we now have another group that has EGO pages, so I'll probably be using Hod's Floor some more. Let's take a look at Mima's. Yeah, I think what I want to do here is drop the Graze the Grass and get a leap. That'll help out quite a bit. Because once she ran out of cards, she was kind of in trouble. What's going on here?
기억이 돌아온 너희에게 나는 어떤 존재로 비칠까?
Alright, the Library Floor of Philosophy, Patron Librarian Philosophy Binah.
뭐? 이제 그런 건 아무래도 상관없어.
생각보다 태연하구나.
껄끄럽긴 하지만 너도 나와 같은 처지니까. 포드, 당당히 있어. 뭘 그렇게 주눅이 들었어? 저 사람은 과거의 그 사람이 아니야. 미래를 장담할 수는 없어도 당분간은 우리에게 해를 주지 않을 거고.
그렇지. 미안해, 개불아.
흥미롭구나. 저 모습이 가여워 더 농을 던져볼까 싶지만 게브라의 말대로 난 더는 그 존재가 아니지. 끝난 듯 하면서도 다시 생동하는 것이 아예 다른 존재인 것도 아니지만 말이야. 허나 더는 너희에게 해를 끼칠 수 없는 존재가 되었다 한들 네 눈의 두려움은 여전하구나. 아이야, 무엇이 그리 두렵니? 이제는 같은 처지에 놓였는데.
그냥 이렇게 마주 앉아 이야기를 나누는 건 처음인 것 같아서 떨렸을 뿐이에요.
염려 마렴. 너희를 부른 건 그저 차를 함께 마시고 싶었을 뿐이란다. 차가 식기 전에 드는 게 어떠니? 향이 따뜻하고 좋을 때 마시는 게 좋아.
홍차의 수색이 많네요. 살짝 달콤한 맛도 나고.
레몬과 꿀을 좀 넣어봤단다. 특별히 준비했지.
꿀의 향이 전혀 안 나서 설탕을 넣은 줄 알았어요.
꿀의 향이 나지 않는 건 홍차와 만나며 향이 다 날아가기 때문이란다. 설탕은 많이 넣을수록 텁텁해지지. 개인의 취향이겠지만 말이야.
나쁘지 않아.
그거 아니? 홍차는 지역에 따라 다르게 부른단다.
들어본 적 있어요. 찻잎의 색을 보고 흑차라고 부르기도 하고 우러나온 차의 색을 보고 홍차라고 부르기도 한다고요.
본질에 중점을 두는 것과 결과를 중요히 여기는 것의 차이겠지.
그렇게 생각할 수도 있겠구나. 그래서 너희는 이 차의 이름을 어떻게 부르고 싶니?
어려운 문제네요.
그게 뭐가 중요해? 입에 붙은 대로 부르는 거지.
네가 그렇다면 그런 것이겠지. 너희와 나누는 대화는 꽤 즐겁구나. 차의 향이 떠오른다면 다음에 또 찾아오렴.
Alright. Was not expecting a little story bit like that. But yeah, Gabura and Binah had fought in the past. In fact, the Red Mist was probably the only person that was able to kind of stand up against Binah. But apparently she's a... I mean, she was generally calm, at least when you had conversations with her when back in Lobotomy Corporation, but she was obviously rather freaky. Definitely kind of reveled in death and stuff, at least according to our past. In any case, progress. So yeah, next it'll be Netsash's realization. I'm not sure if I want to dive into that immediately or not. Obviously, we still have to deal with the Snow Queen, as well as what was this one? The Road Home and Scaredy Cat, which I know nothing of. Give me 1 moment. Okay, so we do have some time, so I'll go ahead and... one thing I did forget to mention before we started that whole ordeal is I do have Maxim's page, and I do have it set up. I just don't have it equipped to anyone right now. Again, he has his own exclusive pages and stuff, which unfortunately I don't. I'm missing some to kind of complete the build. In any case, let's go ahead and do... I do have a little bit of time, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the books that we picked up. We definitely have picked up quite a variety. So, we already gone through Kane offices. We have a ton of the Arcor to go through. And we have all the others. I think I've read some of these already. Yeah, so I read some of these. Yeah, I think the only new one is the Ruina's pages. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a Mirai Insurer's page. In this city, money has more value than anything. You need money to be able to start anything. Money is also required in the case of unexpected events. An accident that will cost you a great deal of money could happen at any time. Insurance is useful for such cases. As long as the conditions are met, the payout will fill in for financial damage. Of course, not all accidents will fit the insurance bill perfectly. There are insurance plans for fixers, associations, and even wings, on top of secondary insurance an insurer can take. It would take a long while to list all the insurance that exists in the city. There's a wide range of carriers and plans to choose from, each fulfilling the needs of a different type of individual or group. You never know what danger awaits you. Did you know? Many people whom insurance companies employ are those who have experience with detective work involving investigations and deduction. Since we deal with huge sums of money, there are more than a few cases where our clients deliberately harm themselves or lie to us in an attempt to commit insurance fraud. A considerable number of calls we get aren't mere incidents. How do we tell apart a real accident from the fake ones then? Haha, that's a business secret. Well, maybe a little hint. Oftentimes, something will be off about the way they act or talk. I told you that folks who used to do detective work frequently jump over to our industry, right? Those armchair fellows certainly have their wits. Their keen eyes will catch the signs hidden in even the most elaborate of disguises. They say the terms can be a little too particular, but I disagree. When handling that much money, it doesn't hurt to be thorough when expecting and determining the validity of cases, right? If people started reaping insurance payouts for the smallest things, our business wouldn't survive. You'd be surprised to learn how many people in the city will still cling to the idea of get rich quick schemes. Alright, let's go ahead and do Rabbit Core. Or R-Core, rather. Reindeer Team Soldiers page. Every team in the fourth pack has its own characteristics. Our personalities, powers, and strengths vary so greatly that it's hard to imagine us working together. Nonetheless, we move in packs for most missions. The reindeer team utilizes powerful electric waves generated from brain waves. See these horns? The electric stimuli generated in the reindeer's brain are condensed at the tips of these horns. The concentrated electricity is then collected by our staves for attacks. There's one thing we should be careful of when we use this ability. If the battle drags on too long or we exert too much power at once, most reindeer will go insane. The symptoms are expressed in various ways, but in most cases they hurt their own comrades or damage the psyches of others. We sometimes utilize K-Corp's singularity to protect our sanity or mitigate the mental damage, although we can't afford to use it often. Alright. Every team in the 4th pack has its own character. Our personalities, power, and strength are all wildly different, but we still do most of our missions in packs. Us Rhinos specialize in using physical strength. We're good at pushing ahead, if nothing else. I think we're the strongest team in the 4th pack. Smash them hard, block them hard. We often stand on the front line instead of the frail rabbits and reindeer. The Rhino team's armor is thick and large, and we've got tough bodies too. Sometimes, though, my body starts heating up if I keep moving around, and I can't control myself for a while. I figure that's because of the old odd tech our core uses. Something about expanding muscles and pumping much adrenaline into the blood. That's what they told me. Oh, in case you're wondering, this ain't a singularity or anything. Plenty of others are making use of it, apparently. We never got to hear the deets. We do hear often that we've got to watch out, though. The Rhino team's got more destructive power than others, and once one of us starts getting all excited and enters a rampage, it won't be easy to stop them until they calm down. Every team in the 4th pack has its own character. You'd think that we'll never get along with each other, having such different personalities and powers and strengths, yeah? Surprisingly enough, we hunt in packs for most operations despite our differences. The Lapino Rabbit team is generally seen as a distracted and raving bunch. Maybe it's because most of us are nimble, but that also means we handle our missions quickly and with certainty. Our method is the cleanest, actually. If I had to admit a teensy little problem with us, it's that we don't discriminate enemies from civilians. We do have a tendency to shoot first at any non-rabbit in the area that comes into our sight. We'll leave ourselves open for attacks if we take our sweet time to tell them apart, so we gotta strike first. But hey, we don't leave any troubles behind that way. So that's what's good is good, yeah? So yeah, that's pretty much how they function in Lobotomy Corporation. They kill everything. Abnormalities and local personnel. Our Corps is particularly famous as a private military company. No matter how many combatants die in battle, we fill the vacancies with new soldiers in no time. It was natural for the Wings giving us a request to wonder what kind of singularity we have to pump out so many mercenaries in such a short time frame. Besides, our soldiers weren't lacking in combat prowess by any means, so there had to be more to us than just hiring many people. The mercenaries of our Corps don't fear death in the first place. They don't hesitate to carry out any task. We're big in numbers, casualties are replaced quickly, and we fearlessly proceed and get the job done. Our Corps' mercs were ideal for outskirts explorations and other dangerous operations. How could such a feat be possible then? People started making guesses. There has to be only one answer. They must be cloning people. No, they've got to be robots. Our Corps has been developing war machines in secret. Won't the head arrest them if they try to clone humans? That's a good point. At the end of the day, people just laugh it off. Talking about how nonsensical their hypotheses were and how secretive singularities are. Maybe they had the right answer, though they missed the mark a bit. One day, some rich person visited us and said that a war will break out soon. Said we'll get some benefits if we helped her. That gave us a bigger thing to worry about than an upcoming destruction. A war is about to happen? Nikolai collected her thoughts and calmly asked why a war was going to occur. That person paused for a bit, then spoke in a languid tone. I was creeped out by how she said it, like it was no big deal. When one person's pure ambition and another's tragic obsession join together, a dream is destined to be born. Ever since that day, I trained myself, aspiring to become like the hero that saved me that day and landed a job at Arcor. I wanted to become a hero myself and save the lives of others. What I wanted more than anything, though, was to meet that person once more. Arcor participated in most large battles in the city, so I expected to see her someday. I thought she'd have been alive all along since she was tough. I was going to thank her and show her how much stronger I had gotten since then if I did get to see her again. But I couldn't tell her. Not just because I never saw the Red Mist again, or Gabura, as she is called now. We did meet each other after a long time, but that's another story. I wouldn't have been able to say it even if I met the Red Mist, even when she was alive and well. I got embarrassed of myself again. I thought I'd save everyone, but after all, what I've been doing was far from being a hero. Hey, what do you think a hero is? So, Mio was saved by Gabora or the Red Mist back in the day. She did. I'm pretty sure she met up with Gabora in Lobotomy Corporation, but I'm not sure if the visual alterations that the manager in Lobotomy Corporation saw was happening to Mio. In which case, Mio will probably already know that Gabora had died and was nothing but essentially a tin can at that point. Nikolai. After a moment of silence, she slowly opened her mouth. A large-scale war was about to occur. If we made big enough contributions in that war, we might be able to avoid being destroyed. That wasn't a suggestion or a plea for help. It was a semi-mandatory request. The reward? We get to avoid termination. Her attitude was something else. The way she confidently delivered her speech in front of me gave off a certain sense of conviction. It was as if she was saying she was going to make the war happen. Baffled, I let out a bout of laughter. I knew we weren't in the position to refuse it. And she was right. A huge war broke out soon after. Thick smoke covered that nest. And there you go. All caught up. So I'm not sure what direction I want to go. I do kind of want to finish up Netzach's stuff, but at the same time, I do want to also. I do know that the books, the pages I am missing, or the cards I'm missing, essentially are in this location, which unfortunately has 4 phases. So I'm not exactly sure what to expect here, but that would allow me to kind of complete the rabbit pages quite thoroughly. And then from there, I can kind of do whatever I want. The other option, of course, is I could do... yeah, I do have access to this, and of course this one. So, yeah, I could do the general invitations as well, and that might be something up our alley. But for right now, I think I'm going to call it. I am the Depressed Hero. This was Library of Ruina. Sorry for taking so long for that last fight, but as you can expect, a 5-phase fight does take a while. So I'll see you guys next time.